Hello. Right as I was coming on, I realized my hair is doing something fun and weird. So this is going to distract me. And a guy was outside just talking as loud as possible on his phone. So we're doing great. We're all here. It's fine. Don't mind me as I professionally throw lip gloss on as we're on the chat. Milani, fruit fetish. But that's not what we're here to talk about, although this is great. Today is all about small talk. Small talk that can go deep because y'all, I am tired of hearing people say, I hate small talk. Just that's the truth. So, here's how we're going to do it today. First off, if you haven't yet, grab your iced coffee. Let me know in the chat, where are you coming from? How did you know, yeah, what I'm, wow, not work this, God bless lives. Let me know in the chat, where are you? Like, what city are you coming from? I was going to say something else and it didn't make sense. So, checking my notes. Y'all, I'm not kidding. I think the guy is just this guy does not live on my street. He is walking laps on my street while rolling calls in his AirPods, and it's just loud. It's just loud as loud can be. So, hopefully you're not hearing him, but I'm hearing him. Okay. Now that that is over, I would love to know in the chat, what is one place where you have been feeling social avoidance lately? Where is it hard to start the small talk? But let me say it again. Welcome to Coffee and Connection. If you hate small talk, today is the episode for you. I have a pet peeve about people saying they hate small talk because what they really mean is, I hate trivial conversation. One of my favorite things is people will say, I hate small talk. If we can't go deep, I don't want to talk. And I'm like, what? I went to a Super Bowl party last night. I met new people. I'm not going to go, hi, your name's Emily. Oh, so what is your deepest childhood trauma? Like, that's not going to happen. Maybe I need to know if Emily's married. Maybe I should learn about her kids. Maybe I should learn more things about her and talk a little bit more. And then we'll get into deeper things, right? So, small talk actually serves a purpose. You have to have small talk in order to go deep. And there is a difference between small talk that is trivial and small talk that is personal, that leads into those deeper conversations. So, why we need small talk? Small talk actually boosts morale at work. It creates positive emotions. I think even just having what I've been calling micro conversations, I don't even think they could count as small talk, but going into a Starbucks or a coffee shop and saying to the barista, how's your day going? And chatting with them for a second, that reminds you that you are connected to the world, that there is a part of the fabric of society. Now, would I say that's personal small talk? Probably not, but it is connecting you. So those moments matter. Also, I bring it up all the time. Google's Project Aristotle shows those informal chats before a meeting are what made people feel uh, they they built trust, which led to psychological safety. So, really important. Now, I like to think of it as small talk is the warm up before you can go deep. Or for some reason in communication and especially in networking, we love to talk about planting. Like, it's always a planting analogy. But in this case, it really does work. If you want to go deep, right? If you want to plant a seed deep in the soil to get deep into it with each other, well, you have to break the ground of the soil first. And to me, small talk is breaking the ground of the soil and digging in so that then you can come down here. Oh, I'll put it in shot. So you can come down here and talk about deeper things, and then that relationship can grow, right? Now, shallow talk versus small talk. Shallow talk is the talk we all hate. The weather. How's the weather or where you are or traffic, right? I lived in LA forever. Southern California, we love to talk about traffic. Those things are trivial. They don't get anywhere. Small talk that actually can go deeper is when it turns personal. So asking somebody, "Hey, how was your weekend?" That's not actually small, like that's not actually trivial talk if we take what they answer and go farther with it and go deeper with it. So, anytime you are uncovering personal interests or personal information, you are actually starting deeper relationships. You are starting to build that trust so that you can have the deeper conversations. And so really what it leads to, sorry, I'm always checking my notes on a live stream, y'all. You get to see the pauses in it. And hi to those who are here, Cynthia and it says Karma UK. You're in Southampton. Love it. Um, what time is it there? Is it like 9 o'clock? Is it later? What time is it? Okay, so here's the big thing around small talk that I think is hard. We've lost curiosity. We have lost our ability to be curious with each other. And so, a lot of times, because we're so used to the algorithms feeding us exactly what we want, we see what we like all the time, that somebody starts saying, "Oh yeah, this weekend I went ice fishing." I live in a desert. I would be like, "Okay." Our brain, instead of going, "Wow, that's really weird. Tell me more," goes, "Okay, I have no desire to talk about ice fishing, so cool." And we move on to another person instead of going, "Wow, ice fishing. I'm from I'm from Southern California. I live in Arizona. I've never ice fished in my life. What got you into that?" We need to start being curious about people and ask follow-up questions, and then we can start going deeper. Those follow-ups are where we start to get into deeper things. We learn more about a person. So, I'm gonna give you 3 starting questions that I think really work really well, and then we'll talk about how you follow them up. So, the first one, I've already said, it's a go-to all the time. "Do anything fun this past week?" or "Do anything fun last weekend?" If this were on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you could say, "Doing anything fun this coming weekend?" And then we ask those follow-up questions. Another one is, "What's something you're looking forward to?" Now it could be, "What's something you're looking forward to this quarter? What's something you're looking forward to this month?" Um, you know, I love those types because they can they can be about anything. You can put it in the context of work, you can put it in the context, like, if you're at a conference, you can say, "What's something at the event you're looking forward to?" But you can also use it at a party. I also like the flip version of that, of, "What was the most exciting part of your last week?" What was the most, and I think sometimes we hear the word exciting and it feels like heavy, or like, we automatically go, "Oh, my life isn't that exciting." What was the most exciting thing for you in the last week? So, that could be that you reorganized your closet. If that's something you've really been wanting to do, great. And then you tell them that, and then they go, "Oh my gosh, I need to reorganize my closet. I'm so messy. I have such a hard time with it." And then you start talking about that. And now we're doing this, it's crazy. We're doing this thing called bonding, and it's around something that people like to say is frivolous and small talk that doesn't matter, but it does because it builds trust. So you get a bonus in there. What's something you're looking forward to? The other version of it is, what's something that was the most exciting to you in the past week? And then lastly, I always love a recommendation. If you've been around here, and feel free, if you are watching this live or if you watch the replay, put it in the chat. I'm trying to find a new uh, podcast to listen to, or I'm trying to find a new book to read, or I need a new show streaming. Tell me, do you have any recommendations? So for you all, I would say mine right now is, I have completely strayed from fiction because I can't find anything that hooks me fast enough. So if there is a book you love that hooks you right from the beginning, put it in the chat. I would love to know what it is. Um, that always works because Having something that you can get them to recommend, it gives you a starting point, right? It gives you something to go off of to go, well, why do you like that thing? Well, what made it so great? Why do you love that book? Why do you think that's the TV show I should start with? Um, so it really helps in that way just to get conversation going. Okay. So, little pro tip, I already kind of said part of it. You can use the word exciting, but I like to say exciting to you or fun. Everyone wants to talk about things that are fun. Let's talk about things that are fun. So, those work really well. And then the follow-ups, like I said, are where it goes deeper. So, you ask somebody, "What are you looking forward to this year?" And they say, "Oh, well, we just booked a huge trip to France." And you go, "Oh my gosh, have you been to France before?" And they say, "No, we have not. This is our first time. We're doing it to celebrate our anniversary." And now you know, "Oh, these people are married. How long have you been married?" "Oh, well, this will be our 20th anniversary." That is amazing. Congratulations. And now we know a couple things about them. Do we go down the marriage path and ask about how they met? Do we go down the France path and the trip path? I would probably choose that one in all honesty. And I would say, because I could probably talk back and forth more on it, which is part of the small talk piece too. Then it's going, okay, well, tell me about, like, why did you choose France? If you haven't been before, why'd you guys choose it? What are you most looking forward to? How long are you gone for? Oh, do you normally go on trips that are that long? You can just keep on going. So just keep being curious. You know, it's that phrase of it's better to be interested than interesting. I think a lot of us start to focus too much on, do people like me? Do I sound good in this moment? Did I sound impressive? None of that matters. Just be the person who's interested in other people. Ask more questions. And I have to do this myself. If you're a very social talkative person, we like talking. And so we want to share too. And it's like, no, just ask more questions. But I will say you do have to participate. We'll get back to that in just a minute because first, if you're like, wait, how do I get curious? Like I get stumped in the moment of what is the next thing that I should ask, which sounds silly, but we do this. In the moment, we start to go, oh, I know nothing about, right. Let's go back to my silly ice fishing example that I literally just came up with on the spot. Um, Sometimes we hear something like that and we panic and we go, I don't know anything about ice fishing. I don't know what to talk about in this case. What do I say? Be a journalist. Go back to grade school if you want. We're going to do our five W's and our H: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Just start with one of those. Oh, so you know nothing about ice fishing. Great. You don't even have to ask about ice fishing. "Oh, who'd you go with?" And then they say, "Oh, my brother and I go." And you go, "Oh, do you and your brother go on a lot of trips together? Or do you guys ice fish together a lot?" "Yeah." "Okay, so now we know this person has a brother. Is that shallow? Is that trivial?" Now we know they go ice fishing annually. So we know they have some sort of deeper connection. Do you feel like you know a little bit more about this person? Yes. That is not shallow. That is not small talk for nothing. That is learning about another human being so you can deepen that relationship. So if you start panicking, you can always use who, what, where, when, why, and how. Just pick one and start. And then we need to listen so we know what to ask about next, right? Now, one other thing I want to talk about, I brought it up, participation. Sometimes what happens, and this actually happened to me a little bit yesterday, and I was so appreciative of the questions this girl was asking me, but it became an interview. Um, she sometimes we need to actually give a little bit of ourselves too, or else it's just an interview. So I met someone new at this party yesterday, and she asked me something about what I did, and I told her, and I'll be honest, most people when they hear what I do go, "Oh," and they're like, "I don't understand that at all. I know nothing about it." This girl had 8,000 questions, which was amazing. I was like, "Thank you so much. I love you so much right now." And they were good questions. And so she was asking me about my job. She was asking me about, like, do I have automation set up in my business? She was asking me about job interview strategy, all these things. And um it was all about me, and I did try to then, like, turn it back to her a little bit. I will be honest, at one moment, I think I kinda panicked and went, "Well, I don't know what to ask about that." Or, like, the 1 or 2 questions I asked, it kind of veered the wrong direction, so I'm putting that out there to let you know, we are all working on this all the time. But it was hard to get her to share something now about herself. So while you shouldn't do like a comparison game all the time with somebody, you don't want to become the interviewer who only asks the questions. If let's go back to the France example. If somebody said, "Oh, we're planning a trip to France," I need to participate a little bit. So in that moment, I can go, "Oh, I just went on a river cruise to France last year. So why did you guys choose France?" I'm not comparing. I didn't turn it and make it about myself, but I did give some info about me because, right, if they never know anything about me, we're not bonding together. So if you don't share and give any information about you, you can't bond. So make sure you are sharing some of yourself in these moments too. We're not taking the spotlight, but answer with a little bit of information about you. And then did we hear Teddy loudly shaking? He wants attention. Then toss the ball back to them, as I like to say, right? It's a game of toss. So let me look at my notes. Well, I would love to know, for those who are here live in the chat, do you have any questions around this topic? Put them in the chat right now. They'll come up for me in a second and I'll be able to see them and answer those. Um, some things that are really important to remember is if somebody gives a one word answer, start trying to ask questions that are open ended, not like, well, do you like ice fishing? Yeah. But it is shocking. I've shared this before. I had a coworker that even when I asked open-ended questions like, "So what'd you do last night?" She would go, "We went out to eat." Does it no more information. I'm like, "Oh, so where'd you guys go?" She's like, "I don't know, some steakhouse." Like, "Can you give me the name of the steakhouse? Like, what are you in the CIA? Why, can you not disclose your location? Like, what's happening?" So there are times where it is just a little harder with people, but try your best to ask open-ended questions. What tends to do really well? And that's a good one for it. And then a key on all of this is you learn this personal information so that the next time you see them, you can ask them about it. So if you say, "What did you do last weekend?" And they say, "Oh, well, my kid is in soccer and we now just live at the soccer field all the live long day on Saturday." I know a lot of friends in that position right now. Next time I see the person, I can go, "Hey, was Saturday out at the field? Did you bring orange slices? You know, how's your son doing? Is his team winning?" Um, that's how you go deeper. That's how we build even more trust because they go, "Oh my gosh, you remember that? Oh my gosh, you remember that about me? Thank you so much." Like, it's going to go deeper for you. So it's really important to remember some of the things that you were told, bring them up again. And now, if we're going back to our little planting, analogy, we didn't just dig up right at the top of the surface. Now we're a layer deeper. Now we're getting down there so that we can plant our seed and really build that, watch that relationship grow, if you will. Okay, little coffee break time. So let's see. I love this. Great tips. Also helps when I'm emailing them the next time to bring it up as an opener. Yes, that's the other thing is when you, sorry, I just hit the microphone. It's going great over here on this live stream, guys. when you are messaging someone after you've met them, after you've had that small talk, yes, you can bring it up in the email. So even that works too. So great point. So, for those who say, I hate small talk, if we can't go deep, I don't want to do it, really reframe it. Reframe it as these small talk moments aren't shallow. They are gathering personal information and sharing some personal information to build trust so that that relationship can go deeper. So, your challenge this week, choose one of those three conversation starters. How was your weekend or the flip? Doing anything fun this weekend? What are you looking forward to this month, this year, this quarter, this spring break, whatever it is for you? Or ask for a recommendation for something. I'm really looking for a new podcast. Do you have any recommendations? Are you a big podcast listener? Even if they say no, I just realized this. Like, even if they go, oh, I don't really listen to podcasts. Great. You can still be curious about that. Oh, so do you like music more? Are you a big movie watcher? What what is it about podcasts that you don't really like? Or have you never listened to podcasts? Like, you can go so many different directions with it. So it still works. So choose one of those three, write it down, try it this week. Try it with just a couple people. You can practice on a friend, y'all, but do it with a coworker. We don't have to be like at a conference or a networking mix or anything to try this. It works anywhere. And it can help in any relationship because you'll start to learn more about the person. And checking my notes. I think that's basically everything. I know there was comments in the chat. How would I recommend to use small talk to make connection with hiring managers during an upcoming virtual interview? Anything I should focus on? Anything specific? Um, Virtual interview, they probably are pretty pressed for time, so we're not gonna do a ton of small talk, but that doesn't mean you can't come on and at least just go, "Hi, nice to meet you. How's your day going?" That's it. Let them answer that. You were friendly, you were warm, you made your virtual eye contact, you're good. So, with that, feel free to drop in the chat what your, book recommendation is for me. Leave any other challenges you have around connecting either in the workplace or elsewhere. Uh, I would love to use those for upcoming coffee and connection sessions. And on Thursday, you will get our next video in our February Creating Opportunity series all around friendship because it is National Friendship Month. International, excuse me, it's International Friendship Month. So we'll be talking about friendliness in the workplace. Last week, we had to talk about how it's not so friendly right now. This week, we're going to turn positive and talk about how to make a friendly work environment. And for those of you who are here live, thank you for being here. With that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.